Hi everyone. Welcome to the UncleTalks live stream. I'm your host Peter, and it is Monday, the second Monday actually. So you guys know what that means. If you've watched the channel for a while, it means it's the second Monday podcast. So Rainier is not here yet. Of course, I did start a few minutes early, so we'll just wait for him to show up. But yeah, so today's podcast, we're gonna actually be talking about, a lot of things with you guys, but I guess if you can guess by the title, we'll basically be talking about Mondays. No, this is not. This is for educational purposes only. It's not investment advice. So do your own research if you plan to invest or do anything. Like I would say, do your own research. Always do your own research when it comes to your money. So and also if you plan to invest, only invest what you can afford to lose. So like, don't be investing like your whole savings. Don't do that. That's crazy. Like, still not like, I mean, like, I don't know, like, it's just like, make sure you have a safety net. That's all I'm saying, because like, you got to make sure you have enough to pay what you can. Okay, so it looks like everything's fine. I think my mic is on for you guys. Hopefully it doesn't sound strange over wherever you're watching this, whether it be the YouTube lives or the YouTube shorts or Twitch. I'm just gonna double check to make sure that everything is working. Hey Nicole, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. What's the best part of your day so far? Oh yeah, Nicole, I did receive your message about Alice's stream anniversary. If you guys don't know, Alice is a streamer friend of mine. She's really been working hard on her stream, so I basically wanted to show that she's appreciated. Yeah, it's like 50 degrees. Now it's like close to 60, actually, which is like crazy. It's like really, really crazy. Okay, so Twitch looks like it's doing fine, because for some reason my OBS keeps saying that that some streaming channels are not working. So I just want to make sure that the YouTubes are also working. Okay, both live streams on YouTube are working. So if you're watching this on the YouTubes, hopefully you all are doing well today. What's the best part of your day so far while we wait for my co-host Rainier to come in? Hopefully you guys are doing well. I'm actually feeling kind of good today because it's getting warmer outside. I actually went out for a walk for like about an hour, so that was a lot of fun. Well, like, I would say it kept me healthy, I will say. So it sounds like Rainier's is on his way. But don't worry, guys. Don't worry, guys. We have some things to talk about. Hey, there he is. Hey, Rainier.
Hello. 7 o'clock. How are you doing?
7 o'clock in his time, but 8 o'clock on mine. But how you doing? What's the best part of your day so far?
Yes. My apologies. I do forget. I'm central. It's been good. I'm doing good. How are you?
All right. Let's see. Nicole's in the chat with us. Wondering if you can pass a message to Vanilla since I can't reach him. Okay. Yeah, sure. I will. Don't worry. Because apparently Vanilla changed his streamer name, so that's probably the reason why you can't reach him. So, but anyway.
Sorry, give me 1 second real quick before I'm gonna grab a...
Yeah, go on. Actually, for the YouTube side, or actually for the YouTube short side, let me just adjust this here, because, where is it? Oh, here it is. Just gonna, actually...
Alright, I apologize, I'm back.
No, it's okay. I'll just move myself over here so Rainier has a lot more room on the short side. Yeah, I think that's mainly for privacy issues, Nicole. Don't worry.
Ooh, what you guys talking about?
No, like one of our other streamer friends, like one of the streamers that we know is having a streamiversary. So, you know.
Oh.
So we're just like making sure that everybody that knows them gets like the message that to surprise them with on their special day. So you know, it's like one of those. It's like one of those things. But yeah. So as the title suggests, guys, since we did start talking about how nice the day was, at least on my side of the world, how is the day on your side of the world, Rainier?
It is like 75 degrees here. So
Yeah, it feels like it's 60 over on our end. Yeah. I ended up like walking for an hour. Like
at least I feel like it's spring weather already.
yeah, it feels like it's spring weather. Like I'm literally wearing like a t-shirt and shorts right now. It's like it's that type of weather. And like the thing of it is that like if you guys like to work outside or run outside, like, you know, tell us about how it felt like walking outside again if you were living like up in the north, like northeast or the northwest. Like, you don't have to worry about the cold weather anymore. I mean, like, some people still run during the cold weather, but I prefer not to do it.
I used to do winter track.
Oh, really?
When I was in high school. Yeah, and
Really?
obviously it's called indoor track then, because since it's winter, it's cold, so we mostly practice indoors. But sometimes we would like practice outside and run outside.
Oh, okay.
And what's interesting about it is like even though it can be cold, like 40 degrees or whatever, once you start like running and practicing, it becomes so warm that it's actually comfortable. Like we run in our shorts. Like it's cold in the beginning.
No, like if I was in track, dude, I probably would do the same thing, because whenever I work out, whether it be winter or like spring, whatever season, I have to wear shorts and t-shirt if I'm like doing my exercise.
Yeah, it's just for like mobility, right?
Yeah, and like the back, like the room where I actually work out in, it's like not really part of the main foundation of the house, so it gets colder in there more than the actual house itself. So like whenever it's winter time and it's like below, like if it's like 0 or like around the like single digits, it gets really cold in there, but I still work out in shorts and a t-shirt. So like I get what you mean. Yeah, like it basically feels good when the cold air actually blows upon you whenever you're like working out, or like you feel like your muscles are like heated up. But yeah. So but I'm pretty sure many of you guys that work out were probably doing it at the gym, so you didn't have to worry about the cold weather or anything. Unless you're doing like a Rocky workout and you're basically just running down the street until you get up to like, what was it, like City Hall or something, like, and then you just get on the staircase of the big Capitol building and just putting your arms up in the air with fists in the air. Classic movie. But anything else you want to discuss, like involving exercise? Because I knew you wanted to talk a little bit about exercise before we get into the main topic today.
I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna incorporate exercise. I guess easy one's treadmill, right? Because I feel like it's like the most low effort exercise out there.
It is, but I used to do that when I was in high school. For me, I find it the most dangerous. That's why I don't rely on the treadmill. If you're gonna,
what do you do instead? Do you do like ellipticals or stairmasters or whatever?
No, I mostly do like home workout videos. Like there's so Beachbody has like a streaming service. Like they literally stream their videos on their catalog like Netflix, but it's like mainly workout videos. So like obviously you have to pay for that, but at the same time it's like not that much. It's like around like 200 something. So it's like kind of like a gym membership, but kind of cut in half, because I think gym memberships.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I guess the advantage is that you do it at your home.
Yeah, like for me, it's like I don't have an excuse because I actually just literally am in my home and I gotta do it.
That makes sense. Because sometimes a huge hindrance for exercising is the fact that like, oh, you gotta think about, I gotta go to the gym, I gotta drive there, and then like, you gotta like get up or like, you know, get in gym suits and stuff like that.
Yeah. Nicole says, meanwhile, I love my resistant bands. Yeah, the
resistant bands.
That's still good. I mean, if you have the gear at home already, like, why not use it, right? For me, I usually like the workouts by Sean T, if you guys are familiar with him. Like I've like practically his stuff was from like I think like the mid 2000s somewhere. But like I still love watching his workout videos, and it gets me in a good sweat. So like, you know, that's the workout routines I did. I did like a majority of his workout routines actually, because I think his workout videos are so good. I did Insanity. I did Insanity Max 30. I did Hip Hop Abs. You know, like all the things that Sean D has done, I've done. Yeah.
Now, here's a subjective question for you. Do you feel fit? Do you feel healthy with this?
Yeah, I do.
You're satisfied with your weight as well?
I don't really check my weight like by the numbers. I still eat the way I eat. But
what's the way you eat?
It depends, because like sometimes like I do eat a lot of like stuff after meals, but I'm trying to adjust it so I eat more apples and bananas after like every meal. So you know, it's kind of like strange, because like if I have like a whole meal like at home, I eat like something afterwards. But then like if it's like I'm out with friends, I basically just like have boba and that's it. It's like, so it's like I eat something, but I would want to get boba afterwards. So it's like, for me, I guess I just do maintaining weight than just like trying to lose weight. Because I know I'm like, for me, I've gotten satisfied with the point that I have a panda belly over 6-pack abs.
Okay, that makes sense.
So you know, I am not like so hardcore about it though.
And then how's like have you had like your blood work taken before? You know, with like the cholesterol. What else do they have?
I did that last year, but I got to do it this year.
How was your last year? Were you satisfied with them?
Yeah, I mean, my doctor said I didn't have any signs of diabetes or anything like that, so I think it's fine.
Me, I personally have a problem because I think for the past 2 years I've tracked high on cholesterol. They have like a reference range, right, for whatever is high.
Yeah.
And I'm just like slightly above it, so I'm not definitely like reach the high. And then my triglycerides is also high.
Yeah.
And my LDL, which is they say is the bad cholesterol, is high. My HDL is okay, but yeah, so I have a trifecta problem with essentially my fats.
Okay.
In my bloodstream, so I gotta figure out a way to like. What's interesting is I have my brother as my model for the fitness thingy because he eats worse than me. He eats like like triple cheeseburgers from Wendy's. He eats like Panda Express orange chicken constantly. He eats like whatever he wants. But he has free time right now, so he does a lot of like he runs like every day.
Right.
Almost every day. He does like 5 to 7 miles or something.
Right.
And his blood work last time he showed it to me, it's like pristine. It's like mind you, this my brother is like heavier than me. He's like shorter than me, and he's like maybe 30-40 pounds bigger than me, and yet his cholesterol is smack in the middle of green zone. His LDL is amazing. Like everything's amazing. I'm like, whoa, like you actually look, so you're actually healthier in the inside despite being more overweight than me. So that's like impressive.
It could be like because he runs like around a couple miles. It could be that it balances us out. So it's like his body. Yeah, his body actually has like probably the endorphins, and plus because of the food he eats, he probably gets the energy to actually do that much because of that. So maybe like when he runs, it burns the energy that is needed from those foods from causing too much like harm to his blood work or his like internals to do any effect. Because like the thing of it is that like I'm surprised too, because like one of my friends who works as a barber, and he goes out a lot more than me. I don't think he eats like, I think he doesn't have a sweet tooth like I do, and weirdly enough, he's pre-diabetic. And
even though he doesn't have a sweet tooth like you.
Yeah, even though he doesn't have a sweet tooth like me, and like I don't know if he eats a lot of fried foods, but to me, I usually think of my diet as worse than his, because like for me, I have a sweet tooth, and I tend to like eat a lot of meals afterwards, like chips or like maybe like if there's a cheesecake in the fridge, I'll probably get that after dinner or after lunch, that sort of thing. But Yeah, so I think it might have something to do with like daily exercise,
Yeah.
the way your mind, I think your mind and spirit is, because I think that also plays a part in it.
Oh, of course, because stress is
Yeah,
like
because
one
I
of the
think mainly
most.
I think the reason why people like actually see the results, like maybe high cholesterol and all
Mm.
that other stuff. Yeah, sure, like it's the stuff you put in your body. That's true. But at the same time, I think it's also the way you carry your body and the way your mind thinks your body is carrying itself in that
Yeah,
way.
I mean, a lot of it is definitely stress. Stress is like one
Yeah.
of the most um, uh, the thing that increases the risk for all negative health
Yeah.
effects, right? Like
Yeah.
if we are stressed due to work or whatever, yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna be definitely bad.
Yeah. So I think like it's a combination of a lot of things. I'm not saying it's just the food you eat, because a lot of people like to blame for the food they eat, and then suddenly like let's say they reduce it, they still have like the danger of getting something else.
I guess that's why a lot of people recommend like not just exercising but meditation as well of some sorts, right? In
Yeah, I
order to
think it
get
like
past the
balance work.
stress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I see what you mean. Yeah, it's kind of weird, like how the human body works. It's just as complex as the
Mhm.
human brain.
No, yeah, that's very interesting to me. Like,
Yeah.
I think I've heard somewhere someone talking about I forgot who now, but
Yeah.
it's something like muscle mass
Hmm.
is like what helps your body. Like,
Right.
it helps your body metabolize more, so you have a higher burning rate, so it helps you lose weight, and also
Yeah.
just keeps you healthy.
Right.
So I was like, interesting.
Yeah,
So
because I think.
not just cardio based exercise, then I should
Yeah.
also do like resistant based exercises as well.
It's kind of funny because I think that the majority of my workouts are cardio based.
Mm.
Because I don't lift weights. I just basically, like, the only thing I do to lifting weights is just basically push ups.
Okay.
So, like, for me, it's like, why should I handle weights when the best weight is my body?
True. It's just
It's like if I can't lift a weight, or if I can't lift my body, why can't I can't lift a weight? You know?
yeah.
So it's like stuff like that. But at the same time, I understand why people love to do like bodybuilding and muscle mass and all that stuff. But for me, like this is the reason why I'm not a gym person, because I really don't find any inspiration by watching other people do it. I just do it because it's my own thing that I decide. And
Sure.
I'm not up for like working out with everybody around me, because then I have to watch out where my hands go. I have to watch out where like my legs go and everything like that. Like some people can do it, but for me, I just find it distracting.
It can make sense because you can't focus on yourself pretty much.
Yeah, I
Right?
can't focus
Yeah.
like I can't focus on myself when others are around me, because I'm very conscious. Not the way I look, but the way I present myself, or the way that I'm trying to tend to the rules when everyone is around me. Because like the last thing you need to do is say something wrong, and then suddenly like someone is offended, or someone is like someone like takes it the wrong way, that sort of thing. It's like
Yeah.
or like you just like try to do something with the machines, and then suddenly it's something that like you forgot, like a gym etiquette rule or something like that, and then you're like, oh
Yeah.
crud. It's
And
like
then-
stuff like that. Yeah.
And if you end up going there when it's like rush hour and it's packed,
Yeah,
people
yeah,
and
it's
people are
packed, yeah.
sweating and
Yeah.
hot.
Like, do they even have the time to clean up after themselves using the machine and all that stuff? Or did you clean after yourself after using the machine? Because sometimes you're so tired, you
Yeah.
just don't remember, Because that can happen. Now, some people, like, if any of you guys go to the gym or something, it's like, yeah, of course I clean after myself after I use a machine. Yeah, but then suddenly, like, you get a call from someone, and it's like, yeah, hello? And then you walk off, and then you suddenly forget that, did I clean the machine? I forgot. That stuff happens, But before we get into talking about the future of money, I will be right back. Just give me 1 second, guys. Okay, guys, I'm back. Sorry about that.
Welcome back.
Okay, so now we're gonna get into the main nitty gritty of what we're
Future
gonna
of
talk
money.
about. The future of money. So, honestly, guys, I had no idea what we were going to talk about. I literally just asked Rainier if there was anything he wanted to talk about.
Before we get into this, I have a quick question for you. I don't know if you're tracking because I haven't been tracking.
Yeah.
How long have we been doing this? What session is this?
That's a good question.
I feel like we've been doing this for a year actually. Isn't that crazy? I mean, granted, we do it once a month, but
yeah, we do it like once a month. Yeah.
But we don't do it often. But I feel like we've done it for a year now. No?
Yeah. Let me see here. So. Yeah, a year.
Wow. Is our first one March?
Our first one, I think maybe, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, because it said a year ago. So.
Holy shit. That's either February or March. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I guess happy anniversary.
That's crazy. No,
yeah, that's crazy.
You realize time flies. Like,
yeah.
Just, I feel like, oh, is it time for the podcast already? Because we do it once a month, and every time I think about the podcast, I'm like, wait, it's already been a month? Month is faster? That's crazy.
Yeah, it feels like we never left, right?
Yeah.
And for any of you guys that watch our podcast and everything like that, thank you very much. And if you subscribe to the channel on YouTube or follow it on Twitch because of the podcast, we thank you very much for that. But yeah, so yeah, it's crazy how much time flies, right? But speaking of time, times are changing, right? Because getting back to what I was saying, I was just kind of wondering what you would talk about, and I wasn't sure exactly what. And then Rainier was like, it doesn't have to be this one, but you could do an information session about crypto. And I'm like, I could. I can't think of anything else to talk about. So, actually, my question to you, Rainier, is why do you think we should talk about this topic? That's the one thing. What got you to thinking about it?
So much, not misinformation, but just so much black hole when it comes to understanding what it is, what is the use case of it, the future, where it's heading in the future, and what's the value of it as compared to something like fiat currency, right? Because essentially it's an alternative to fiat currency.
Yeah.
And I know certain countries have adopted Bitcoin, like El Salvador and stuff like that, and you could pay with them now.
Right.
It's just we just need to understand the mechanisms behind it, and of course to understand it, you can also go about the negatives of it as well.
Yeah.
Because I know there's a lot of environmental concerns, of course, and water usage and energy usage on top of it, and it's like a risk and reward. Is it worth going for it?
Yeah.
Is it no? What is the pros and cons?
Yeah, and like I said before at the beginning of the podcast before Rainier came on, this is just for educational purposes only. This is not financial advice. Always do your own research, and we're not your financial advisors. That's all I have to say, because every time when people do like anyone in the crypto community or anyone that does finance, they have to literally say that at the beginning of their YouTube channels or YouTube videos, because things happen, and the last thing I want you guys to do is lose money. Don't lose money. That's Warren Buffett's number one rule. The first rule: never lose money. Number two: never forget rule number one. so but then again, we humans are so good at wasting time, and we're so good at wasting money. But at the same time, we know how to put money to use when we can see the potential in something, whether it be a waste of not, a wasted investment or not, you learn from it. Since Rainier, since you're curious, I'm guessing that your questions will probably relate to maybe some of the people in the chat might want to ask. So let's just do Spitfire here, and you can just shoot the questions you want to ask. And if I don't know, I will say I don't know.
Okay, I mean, we can start with the basics. So I know I hear blockchain thrown a lot, but I quite exactly? I mean, we can start with the basics of what even is like a crypto. Like we could just say Bitcoin. What is a Bitcoin? I know it's mined. Like
Yeah.
what is it?
Okay. Okay, so most people when they think of Bitcoin, they just think of the coin with like the little like B with the like the double lines in it. But Bitcoin is not really that. That was just something that was designed probably from an artist or someone that was inspired by Bitcoin. Actually, like what Bitcoin is just a bunch of code, and
It's code. Okay.
yeah, it's just a bunch of code. The reason why people think it has value is because it's built on a technology that's not similar to email.
Okay.
Okay, so for any of you guys, like I'm going to try to explain blockchain at least in 3 to 5 sentences. And if any of you guys are lost in chat, please tell me you're lost, because I will try to simplify it as much as I can. What blockchain technology is, like when you send an email, you literally are copying the email onto your email account, as well as sending it out to someone else. Now, with money, we can't have that. But with information from computers, it has to do that, because it has to copy the information, like, you know, whether it be your credit card number or something, going to another server, it has to copy it. And with money, you can't have that. You have to make sure that when you send $1 online, there has to be $0 in your account. If you just have $1.
Like the code doesn't stay in my computer or in my wallet.
Yeah, in your virtual wallet, yes. So so what blockchain technology does is that, think of it as sort of like a bookkeeper, where it's like keeping tabs on where the Bitcoin went within cyberspace. That's basically the best way I can summarize it.
So if there's a code, say ABCD, from your, it knows that you have it or it's in your account, associated with your account. This bookkeeper, blockchain technology, knows that when you initiate a transaction to say buy something, or you give that Bitcoin away somewhere somehow, that ABCD is going away from you, that you don't have the ABCD anymore, and it goes to the person you're paying. Right?
So you have to think of blockchain as sort of like a simple logbook, like back in the day where like banks had ledgers, where they had like big books instead of computers, or an Excel sheet. You can even think of an Excel sheet actually. But so imagine like you have an Excel sheet like window on your computer screen, right, guys? And imagine that everybody but you can see, everyone and you can see it. Now, when we have Excel sheets and we print them out, they're going to come out on multiple pages because they're so long. Now, imagine that as a miner, you're the one that has to approve these Excel sheets to go to, let's say, the internet, which is AKA your boss, you know. And when these Excel sheets are made, you have to make sure you sign them, because you're the one that actually looked over this data, if you're a miner, right? Now, the problem is that you don't know who in the office has the same Excel sheet as you, and you want to get credit for turning in that Excel sheet to the boss, aka the blockchain. So everyone is fighting to actually put in that same Excel sheet so they can get promoted, or in this case, get rewarded with Bitcoin.
Okay, so that's how miners can be rewarded. Okay, here's a question. What's an example of blockchain technology?
Like, what do you mean?
That bookkeeper that you're talking about. Is there an example of it? Is there a term? Like, are there a company? Is it a company? Is it a...
Well, this is the best way of illustrating it, like it's a company. But with blockchain technology is just you have to think of it as like an internet protocol, or literally, like, the reason why it's called blockchain is because when you have transactions, and these transactions are contained in things called blocks. So think of like the transactions are on an Excel sheet, and every Excel sheet is a block, right? Okay. Now the thing of it is that you're gonna have to get to page 1 to page 2, but everyone is fighting on who is getting credit for page 2 in the ledger, or in this case, the book.
I guess the question is, the book and the ledger, I'm not understanding. Is it like in a server somewhere? Is it being handled by a company, or is it just like part of the structure?
So what blockchain technology is, it's basically multiple computers instead of a central server.
Okay.
So what a central server does is that it keeps all the information within that particular server, right? But the thing of it is that with blockchain technology, every single computer that's connected to the network has a copy of the blockchain. So the blockchain is so if one computer goes down, the other computers can take over for it.
So there's not really a bank, is there? Like,
No.
So that's what I was thinking, because I was initially thinking of the bookkeeper as a bank.
Yeah.
Where you go to the bank and the bank keeps track of your money. But I guess from what you're describing, there's no bank at all. It's just like it's almost like the Ether, but everyone's connected to the Ether. So everyone
think of it this way. Imagine an internet forum where everyone tells each other what they paid for.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Think of an internet forum. That's basically what it is. Everyone can see what's posted. Everyone can see how much Bitcoin everyone has. That's basically what a blockchain technology is. The only difference is that instead of being in a central server, like say like Reddit, for example, right? Reddit is still like an internet company, right? They still have a central server. But imagine Reddit, but literally on multiple computers instead of on one server.
Okay.
That's literally how blockchain works. It's literally just everyone is able to see all the transactions, and when the new transactions come in, everyone is basically mining, or in this case, fighting over who's going to put the next page in the ledger, or the next list of transactions. That's literally what mining is. It's just trying to get your computer to basically produce the next part of the blockchain fast enough so you can get rewards.
That's interesting. Okay, I sort of understand it now.
Yeah, it's really kind of difficult to understand at first because you're like, wait, where's this blockchain on? It's like it's literally just on the internet mainly.
How does it get updated? So
it gets updated.
The ledger. You're saying that everyone has the ledger, or everyone can see the ledger.
Everyone that is everyone that's a node or a miner can see it. You can even go on a website and see what transactions transpired.
Okay. So everyone, that was my question. So for everyone to be on the same page, they need to be able to like connect to the technology, the blockchain technology, right? To see the ledger and to see the updated ledger.
Yeah.
Okay. Where does I'm familiar with Coinbase and Binance. Where do they come from, and what do they act as? Like, what are they?
Well, I don't know the technicals, honestly. So that's the part where I will have to say I don't know, because I don't fully research what mechanisms they fall under. But the thing of it is that I'm guessing they're probably getting like the crypto they have on their sheets, basically from other exchanges, in addition to like over the counter, so they don't affect the market when they buy these cryptocurrencies. So I'm guessing they're probably also getting Bitcoin from over the counter, just like how Michael Saylor does it, and probably BlackRock does it too, actually, and through the formal channels. But did that answer your question?
I guess there seem to be like you can have wallets in there, and then that's how you can buy or sell Bitcoin. I mean, cryptocurrency in general. I mean, Robinhood can do it too. I believe they have a Robinhood.
Yeah, but the thing of it is that you kind of don't own the Bitcoin that you buy from Robinhood or any stock exchange. It's sort of like paper Bitcoin. The same thing if you buy like the ETFs from BlackRock.
Okay, yeah. So you don't like physically own the treasury. You just own.
You just own a claim to it mainly.
A claim to it. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, because like one of my best friend's boss told me he had Bitcoin, but he bought it off Robinhood, and I'm like, that's fine. You know, like every business that doesn't want to own their own Bitcoin, they do that. So you know,
does that mean you can't pay for it then with the crypto that you have from Robinhood? Like you can't like go to El Salvador and pay for stuff.
Well, the problem with Robinhood is that they don't let you take your crypto out of it. That's the problem.
That makes sense. So it's just
Coinbase. You can do it if you literally have a hardware wallet. You literally can transfer the information in, aka the crypto, off of the exchange into your wallet.
That makes sense to me.
So that the programs that the blockchains that actually the blockchain will know that the coin went off of Coinbase's like server into your wallet. So now the coin is registered into your wallet, or in this case the code is actually registered under your wallet and you control it.
Okay. No, it makes sense to me. It's almost like a stock. Like you can't use I can't use like Robinhood stock to pay for something. You have to cash it out first. For Robinhood anyway. Right?
And I'm going to help you end that sentence by the word yet.
Yet.
Because I don't know if this will happen or this will probably never happen, but I feel like it might. I get the feeling once stocks are tokenized, everyone will spend them like money. They will start trading it for resources, because the thing that annoys people, or at least annoys me about stocks, is that when they go up in value, why can't I spend them like cash? Right?
You have to sell them first.
Like I literally have to sell them first, and I literally have to go through my bank and turn it into cash, and I'm like, can I just spend the value of this thing? Like, it's in my hands right now. It's on my phone right now. You know? Like, I know that might cause like some sort of bad ripple effect, because I am not an economist. I am not someone that does like literally like banking or anything, so I don't know what negative effects that will do to the economy if that happens, because I think literally people will trade the deed to their house like trading cards if, like, you know, if they were like that simple. So, because I mean, like, the thing about NFTs, right? Now I'm getting into this territory, because I know a lot of gamers don't like NFTs, but I get away from the gamer aspect. But I think of NFTs as sort of like, imagine your passport is an NFT. Right? It's literally on a blockchain that's less hackable than a regular centralized server. Right? So literally, I feel like if you were to turn your social security card into an NFT, you literally will not have to worry about the basic forms of identity theft ever again. The basic forms, not like the new forms that will come after it's been developed. Right? So, because the thing of it is, it's on a blockchain and everyone can see what happens within that particular thing. But the thing of it is that if the government were to do that, then there had to be a safety protocol in order for you to actually access your social security information. You know?
Okay, yeah, I understand. Look, it's a lot of it is built into the like protocols in the internet.
Yeah, so basically you can't copy the same social security number twice, because that would violate the blockchain as a whole, because then the blockchain would sense that there's something funny going on, depending upon how they set it up.
Okay.
I mean, that's my guess. Of course, I'm not a blockchain expert, but that's how I kind of envision what might happen. But then again, probably you guys in the chat were probably thinking the same thing. When it comes to people and it comes to these type of things, someone's going to screw up somewhere, or someone's going to cause havoc somewhere. And I am not denying that either. So, you know, what other questions do you have?
Okay, let's see. So, I guess a prime advantage that I could see then is that it's very hard to make counterfeit. Like, you can make counterfeit dollars, you can make counterfeit money.
Yeah.
But how resistant is this technology to counterfeiting?
So for Bitcoin, for example, right, there's always going to be 21 million. The reason why there's always going to be 21 million is because it's been decided by consensus by people that control nodes, miners, because they have voting rights in the blockchain.
Okay. Okay, but right now there's not 21 million in the system yet, right? Because people are still mining uncharted Bitcoins.
Well, yeah, it's supposed to be 21 million over a course of a timeline. Like up to, I think, 2041, the last Bitcoin will be mined. I believe that's the year that Bitcoin is supposed to be mined.
Say the year again, sorry?
2141, I think.
Wow.
I think that's the year. You can type it up on Google and, like, correct me if I'm wrong.
I assume right now maybe there's only
like you could type in Google, when will the last Bitcoin be mined? Because I don't think I got the year right. I think it's around 2100 something.
It says 2140. Now
2140, yeah.
Bitcoin is 21 million. How many is in the system right now? Let's ask AI.
Yeah. Go ahead.
It's about 20 million, pretty much. I'm rounding up.
Yeah.
20 million in existence. So there's 1 million
Yeah.
that exists out there.
Yeah. That still have yet to be mined or created.
Okay, that's interesting because
And I think
unlike-
about how much million. Type in how much Bitcoin has been lost.
lost.
Yeah, because like Bitcoin came out in 2009, and that was before crypto wallets. So some people had Bitcoin on old hard drives.
It says 2.3 to 4 million bitcoins.
Were lost. Yeah, so that
Permanently
means
lost and accessible.
so that means if we take 21 million and then minus like 4 million or so, that's literally about 17 million Bitcoin out in existence.
So
currently.
that might be a con then, right? So the
What's
pros
up?
is like, so the pro is that you can, like, counterfeiting is very hard to do.
Yeah.
There's only 21 million, and then
Yeah.
unlike dollar, where the governments can print dollars and crash the value, like
Yeah.
Bitcoin, you can't print more. Like there's
No.
just a set amount. But I
Yeah,
guess
that's in the code, yes.
the con can be like, looks like the concept of a lost Bitcoin where because it's locked away because of forgotten key, a lost hardware, or
Yeah.
the death of the holder of it.
Yeah.
It seems harder for it. It may be harder for it to get inherited by your next of kin if you like die like.
Back in the day, yes, but nowadays, because of the way that crypto is actually blowing up, they're actually making services for that specific purpose. So, like, they started making different hardcore hardware wallets meant for like people that are supposed to inherit it, that don't know the seed phrase and everything like that. It's starting to grow. So.
Okay.
I think
so that's something that
I
people
think
are
I think
figuring out, right?
yeah, I think inheritance is like, I think that issue has been resolved actually.
Which makes sense because that would be the first thing that, especially if you're someone of age or even if you're not old, that's
Yeah.
something that you gotta worry about. Like if you make money through this and you have millions and millions of dollars, you don't want it to just poof in the ether.
Yeah.
You want,
Hey Sasha, how's it going? Are you winning? I don't know. I'm winning. I'm winning to the fact that Rainier's with me. so I think that's a win. But yeah, like I get your concerns. Yeah, that is a really valid concern. And also, like, there's another con you didn't mention: deflation.
Deflation, interesting.
Deflation, because like like it's good to have something when it's very rare, but at the same time, if it's like like if it's the only thing like to be representative of money, if people have more of it, then they have a lot more power. In addition, like they wouldn't want to spend it because it's just too valuable, because that's the flaw of deflation, because it's so valuable that you don't want to spend it, because if you spend it, you lose power, you lose leverage. Like that's why inflation is so bad, because you have too much of it and you're losing leverage because there's so much of it. But with deflation, if you have a lot of the thing that's valuable, you don't want to give it away. Hence, like, the economy doesn't move, So that's basically a con of itself, which I'm trying to argue against my own biases.
Yeah. So here's the question. So now there's like tons and tons and tons of different flavors of cryptocurrency.
Right.
What essentially is the difference between them? So what's the difference between a Bitcoin, a Litecoin, Ethereum, Monero? There's so many different.
It depends on what they do. So the thing of it is that the reason why Ethereum was created was because of Vitalik Buterin, who was the creator of it. He proposed the same ideas for Ethereum onto Bitcoin, but the people in the Bitcoin community didn't want to have it.
Okay.
So he decided to create Ethereum. I only know a lot about Ethereum, but if you want to research other blockchains, you're free to do that, guys, if you want to. So the thing I know about Ethereum, and I'm just doing this based off what I know, I am not an expert in any of this stuff, but what I know about Ethereum is that it's the first cryptocurrency to introduce something called smart contracts.
Smart contracts, okay.
So how can I explain this simply? What a smart contract is just basically an app that allows you to access your money and do stuff with your money.
Okay, allow you to access and do stuff with your money.
Mm-hmm. So, let's say, Rainier, I set up a smart contract where there's an app. I basically will say, I will give you 1 Ethereum at the end of the podcast.
Okay.
All right. So I basically programmed the app to basically take my Ethereum, keep it in its storage on the blockchain, and then once the podcast is finished, you would get 1 Ethereum at the end.
Okay, I understand. So it kind of makes transactions easier because there's a contract involved.
Yeah. It
Instead of
also
me trusting you to wire me Bitcoin,
yeah,
you just have this contract that facilitates a transaction.
You can also make it so it's an inheritance thing. So let's say I have like 20 Ethereum, and I basically say by the end of my life, once my death certificate is registered on the blockchain, I want my kids to inherit my 20 Ethereum at this time, at this date.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's a smart contract.
And you could set it up in Ethereum, but
yeah.
Okay, I understand. Okay.
Another way to do smart contracts if you make applicable apps to them, such as DEXs, which are decentralized exchanges. So you can literally exchange Ethereum for another crypto on that blockchain. So in other words, let's say if there's a different, like say if you have like Chainlink, for example, you can basically exchange Ethereum for Chainlink. You still have to pay the gas fee to the blockchain, but you can still exchange money without having to worry about paying a third party.
Okay, so the transactions are cutting middlemen out of it essentially.
Yeah, pretty much. Sasha says basically Bitcoin is old and kind of bad as a currency, but the stuff like Monero are designed to be used as actual money, and there is a lot of meme currency on the Ethereum network that are Wall Street monkeys. No, I think you're thinking of NFTs. You're thinking of the Grumpy Apes. I don't know if they call them those anymore. But I think you're thinking about the ape NFTs.
Let me assume, is it also limited supply? Ethereum is
yes,
like Bitcoin is
yes, there is a limited supply. So the intention of making a cryptocurrency is that it's treated as money, or treated as something that has value. So the thing about Ethereum is that it used to be proof of work, which is what Bitcoin is. Using miners and stuff. But nowadays, Ethereum is proof of stake, where the more Ethereum you have, the more voting rights you have on the network.
Okay, I understand.
Yeah, so the thing of it is that when you stake your Ethereum, you can actually gain interest. But some of the Ethereum that's staked on the network can also be burned.
Ooh,
so they,
burned.
yeah, so they kind of reduce the supply of Ethereum. Ethereum is a network where you can build your own coins on it. Yeah, but there's also a coin version of Ethereum. There's also a cryptocurrency version of Ethereum. There is Ethereum network. I know what you're talking about, Sasha.
Okay, so alright. Here's a kind of a sidestep question.
Yeah.
What do you say about like what I mean, as someone who don't know much about crypto, but something that I perceive as a meme coin, something like Dogecoin, or like Trump rolls out a Melania coin or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, what are they? They're cryptocurrency. They're also limited in supply, I assume. But like, what purpose do they even have? They're just like
the truth is they don't have any purpose. They're just meant to be there to create a community, and they hope that people will buy it. So the thing of it is that memes, the reason why they get valuable is because of the hype, and plus it's funny. So like
but there's no really use case for them. Like,
not really, no.
For Dogecoin.
Like I think the reason Dogecoin got so popular is because like the guy that created it thought it would be funny just to create it.
Yeah.
He wasn't having any like use case for it. And then suddenly someone came in and then suddenly people started liking it and they started buying it. And they thought that, oh, this will be the perfect internet money because it's so memey, it's so rebellious, it's basically pumping into the idea that, oh, it's the internet, all we do is wear hoodies and we're just so rebellious against like student establishment, that sort of thing. I mean, it does like give the coin a little bit of value, but it's not the value that I think a lot of people want when it comes to like institutional adoption.
True, because I guess currencies are only as good as the
Right, Sasha? Pump and dumps.
society. They're only as good as whether society accepts it as a form of payment,
Yeah,
right?
and
Like you wouldn't like I may not like take Dogecoin as a payment for my
Right.
services. 'Cause
Right.
then how am I gonna be able to use my Dogecoin to pay Chipotle or something?
Yeah, I mean, like, that's what regulation is for, right? Like, like, let's say if you went to your nearby card shop, right? And you just want to buy booster packs, like, the otakus that we are. Like, it'd be funny because, like, you have your crypto wallet, like, on your phone, right? And then basically, it's like, I want to buy this Yu-Gi-Oh! Booster pack. It's like, alright, that would be, like, this amount of Ethereum. And it's like, but I only have Dogecoin. Can you take Dogecoin? And then, like, that could happen, but then, like, the owner could be like, yo, I ain't a crypto exchange, get the heck out of here. Or, like, exchange the coin on your phone. Why you want to make me exchange it for you? That sort of thing. But yeah, it's like stuff like that,
Okay, I understand. So that's the meme coin aspect of stuff.
Like, meme coins, I think they're just good for, like, just having a community, but as a money, I don't think they're gonna be very utilized as much. Unless, like, some rich conglomerate basically loves the Dogecoin and then suddenly has a use case for it, and then suddenly it just becomes like a used currency. I mean, that could happen, so I don't know. Especially with the internet dominating nowadays, I'm like, why not? I mean, I sound like a complete boomer right now, but that's basically, like, how I view it. What else do you want to ask? And if anyone in chat wants to ask questions too, please feel free to ask, because
How is this technology when it comes to? I mean, this is kind of a big question, and I don't. But like,
yeah,
for crime-based actions,
Yeah.
how does crypto deal with, say, money laundering? Does it track that? Like,
well, if
or
the
like
if the
criminal
money is on a blockchain, it will definitely track it. The only thing we can't do is determine who owns the wallet. We just know we just know it goes into a wallet, but we don't know who owns that wallet.
So there's almost like freedom there, almost.
Kinda, but at the same time, you see where the money's going. So let's say if the wallet is freely available for everyone to access, and they know someone is connected to that wallet, practically someone just kind of got ousted for doing a crime. So it's much easier to track money transactions because it's not cash. Cash, it goes through so many channels. Like, it goes into different registers, it goes through different banks, it goes through different like crime organizations.
And this is just speculation. Would you say it's easier to money launder cash compared to crypto?
Yeah, I would say cash is much easier to launder money, actually.
To launder money.
Yeah, because the thing of it is that with a physical dollar, you have to rely on the serial number that's on it. And the thing of it is that nobody pays attention to that except maybe the treasury.
Okay. All right. Let's move on to some of the concerns, at least the ones that are like mainstream concerns that I hear.
Yeah.
So number one is always environmental. Every time I hear about cryptos and NFTs.
Yeah.
So if you can kind of like, tell me what the concern is there, to the best of your knowledge. Because I know it consumes a lot of power.
Yeah.
But is it only the mining that consumes a lot of power, or is it also just the whole entire protocol?
No, it's mainly just Bitcoin mining. That's what some people are worried about, like that concern. But I've heard like different arguments like against it and with it. So before I answer that, to the best of my ability, let's see. Sasha said, I remember Monero had some cool cryptographic feature. For example, they had zero knowledge proof system that allowed to check whether the buyer has enough money without revealing his total amount. Yeah, I mean, the thing of it is that like some cryptocurrencies have their own unique type of blockchain function. It's not just proof of work or proof of stake. Some of them have things like proof of knowledge, proof of history, which I don't know how those work, because I think one cryptocurrency I heard about was called HBAR, and literally I think they run off proof of history, and it runs differently. It runs as a different type of blockchain than Bitcoin or Ethereum. So there's different types of blockchain structures. So yeah, like I never really looked into Monero. I heard of it, but I've never really looked into its structure. But you know, like if a community is using it and it's actually being put to good use, like if it's being put to good use, and there's a community behind it and they're profiting off of it, like they could be in the top 25 on you know, the crypto listing sites. But to get back to your question, Rainier, the concern with Bitcoin's effect on the climate, I understand those concerns because, like, I watched a documentary about Bitcoin mining, and it was in Texas, and I believe it was Riot. It was Riot Mining that was doing it. They had their mining machines running, and they had their facilities literally like on the outskirts, but there were several homes around them, and it was creating so much noise that people couldn't sleep. And a lot of people were,
a noise problem.
yeah, and people were developing like certain health issues because of it, because of the noise and because of the noise pollution. That I basically will say that I don't know how to solve, except the fact that why don't they just put, like, you know, those big noise blockers around the place? But of course that will cost money. But for the energy consumption, I'd heard too many arguments, like, between sides on that, because one is either we're running out of energy because of it, but the other side is like, oh, we're making too much energy, and basically Bitcoin mining is a way to make sure that we use up that wasted energy.
Ah, okay.
So there's two arguments here, and I'm like, which one is it? Are we making too little, or are we making too much? That's the one thing I'm not understanding, because
Think there's any parallel with problems with AI data centers as well, and the skepticism around
it could be combined, actually.
AI?
What I'm surprised about with Bitcoin mining and AI data centers, right? I'm surprised that there hasn't been a business that combines both of them into one, which I'm surprised about, because I thought they would have done that by now. But then again, like, I am not an AI engineer, I am not a Bitcoin miner engineer, so maybe there's stuff that I don't know, and if you guys are educated on that, please tell me in the chat. You know, because I would thought they would have done that by now, but maybe they are developing that right now. I don't know. Let's see, but Sasha says, but now it's mostly dead as a currency and is more of a financial product than anything. Yeah, that's why they're having stable coins now, actually, because they think it will function better as a money with stable coins than just a random cryptocurrency.
What are stablecoins?
Stablecoins are basically cryptocurrencies that are pegged 1-to-1 to the dollar. That's basically what they do. Yeah. So, but yeah, like getting back to Rainier's previous question, I honestly don't know the exact concerns other than the energy,
And
the noise pollution, for Bitcoin at least. But for all blockchains, quantum computing is a big concern. However, because of quantum computing, from what I heard is that it has the physical qubits, but the thing of it is that when it comes to quantum computing, from what I've heard, and Sasha, you probably might be more versed in it than I am, since you are doing your PhD in higher level mathematics. What I heard about quantum computing is that it has the physical qubits, but it doesn't have the logical qubits to actually break a blockchain right now. So a lot of people were scared about quantum computing because they thought, oh, Bitcoin is on a blockchain and it's vulnerable to quantum computing, and Google said that it has this amount of qubits, but at the same time, like, we weren't sure if they were talking about physical qubits or they were talking about logical qubits. And when you actually read the fine lines, at least from what I've seen, people say, like on YouTube and stuff, they say that they were talking about physical qubits, not logical qubits. So I think we still have a long ways to go when it comes to quantum computing threats. And also the thing of it is that more likely there will be people that support crypto that basically will try to implement their knowledge about quantum computing into the blockchain so they can update it so it can actually be quantum resistant, whether it be Bitcoin, Ethereum, or whatever currency we use in the future. So, you know.
What does all of this have an impact with like Bitcoin mining and everything like that have an impact with the shortage of GPU, CPUs, or RAMs? I know the AI data centers are definitely spiking RAM prices.
Yeah.
Because they're buying all of the memory out there.
Yeah.
But I believe Bitcoin kind of needs GPU as well, right?
Yes, they do. Yeah.
Okay, so in a sense that there will be an effect there for consumers. For
Yeah, I think from what I've heard about, I think Bitcoin miners rely a lot on GPUs. But like I said, I'm not a Bitcoin mining engineer, so I don't know the full aspect of how they're built. To be honest with
so
you.
I was just bringing that as one of the cons for it, because I do think it affects consumers that do want to buy GPU.
It could.
Now Nvidia is like so expensive, like crazy.
But at the same time, it also motivates Nvidia to make more GPUs.
True. But the only thing is, I think what I heard, it's a very complicated process, right? To make semiconductors, you can't just easily make it overnight.
Right. Yeah.
It takes decades and lots of investment, and I think TSMC, I believe, was like maximum capacity already.
Right.
And they're just doing the prefab, like the plans now to build stuff in Arizona, and Intel, I know, just had a lot of investment from the Biden era regarding making semiconductors.
Yeah. Sasha says AI GPUs are really expensive and wouldn't be worth for mining. There's also crypto like Bitcoin that are mined on custom chips and are slower to mine on GPUs. Okay. Quantum computers are too noisy for now to have any meaningful applications, but that's more of a cryptographic problem than something with crypto. Okay. Thank you, Sasha. See, I know you were more educated about that, actually, because like I'm still trying to learn basic classic mechanics, so I am not versed in that yet. So, but thank you for that. Like I think there's going to be pros and cons with any type of technology or money, you know. Right. But any other things that are on your mind that you want to ask me about that?
So do you think here's a going back to Bitcoin, because I know if I look at Bitcoin price, it seems kind of. Do you think it's ever gonna stabilize? Wouldn't there be a problem with spending Bitcoins in general if it acts like a stock that is like 16,000 a few years ago and then 120,000 last year?
I see what you mean. I see what you mean, and it kind of does fail as a money if it does that. However, here's how I view it. I don't view it as just the money. I view it as a technology, because here's the thing about Bitcoin and every other cryptocurrency. At least Bitcoin is the most closest to it. It relies on mathematical problems and mathematical patterns. So the thing of it is that like when you think about a market crash, you think of a market crash as something that is inevitable, but you just don't know when it happens. Yeah. Now with Bitcoin, on the other hand, every 4 years we know it will go down like at least like probably like around at most like, because like back then it would go down like 80%, but ever since it was slowly gaining speed. The last time the halving happened, it went down 77%, and I think this time it's predicted to go down to 70%. But when you look at a graph, it actually keeps going up. It keeps going higher, and the drops keep getting less violent.
Okay, so you do think it's stabilizing? Somewhat.
It stabilizes in its own predictable way, I think.
And why is it? What's the 4-year thing that you're talking about? Why is it dropping every 4 years?
So every 4 years, the mining rewards get cut in half. So when Bitcoin gets more valuable, miners turn on their machines because they know Bitcoin is becoming more valuable and they know they can get Bitcoin. But when Bitcoin drops, that's when they start to turn off their mining machines, and then
makes sense because it's
because it uses too much power. It uses too much power, and then they don't make enough Bitcoin to cover their losses.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense to me. Yeah, it's just like if the value goes up, people mine more, and then I understand.
Yeah. Sasha says there is a lattice cryptography system that is in the process of standardizing that quantum resistance. Oh, okay. That's good to know. That's good to know. Because I'm actually into quantum mechanics, so that's why I love it when Sasha gets a little bit more into the details of info.
Okay.
Yes.
I think you've ran a pretty good basics with me. Thank you very much.
And guys, like when I give answers, I could be completely wrong. I'm just base it on what I know. You know, if you guys have any arguments like to challenge my point of view, I welcome it because it makes me learn more. Because I don't know everything. I just kind of know what I've read, and maybe I've read from the wrong sources, or maybe I've lost the plot of what cryptocurrency is. You get what I'm saying? So I welcome it. I welcome the fact that, like, I know that people don't like crypto that much, but at the same time, I feel as if it's getting us closer to a future that allows us to develop at least a future. That's what I think.
Do you think it will? It has
along with AI.
Do you think crypto has a realistic case of being implemented in society?
I believe so. I believe so, especially with stable coins. Like stable coins, I think is going to make like blockchain technology and cryptocurrency up on front of the mainstream. I think.
So, is there an example of a stable coin on top of your head?
Yes, there is a USDC, which is the stable coin made by Circle.
USDC.
Yeah, Circle Circle is a company that's traded on the stock exchange. So stable coins, guys. What stable coins are is that they're just basically cryptocurrencies that are pegged to the dollar 1-to-1. So one stable coin equals $1. The reason why they can do that is because the companies that make stable coins, they buy out U.S. treasuries. Now, what is a treasury? A treasury is just basically, you know, like a portion of the accounting of the United States government. That's basically what it is.
The only thing is, like, if, say, the Fed decides to print money yesterday, it would affect this coin too, right? Because it's pegged to it 1-to-1. How does that work?
So the thing of it is that stable coins, they're still kind of treated as cryptocurrency. Hence, they're not considered currency in a way, because the reason why stable coins are not considered that is because, you know, the law doesn't really specify them as such. So they're not treated as like currency you can just spend at a shop, because you still have to pay taxes on them.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Because every crypto transaction you do, whether you're using Bitcoin to buy a pizza or something, you have to pay taxes on it.
Oh, I did not know that. That's interesting.
Yeah, every crypto transaction you have to pay taxes.
Is that a sales tax, like a regular?
It could be considered like a sales tax, or if it was just 1-to-1 for the thing that you were buying, they probably won't tax you on it. But you still have to report it as if it's a taxable event, because you're literally trading something. You're trading crypto for a service.
That's interesting. The IRS keeps track of this stuff?
Well, the thing of it is that I think they do, but it depends on what they know what you have. That's the thing. That is if they know what to look for. That's the thing. But yeah, so let's say if I were to contract you to build a website for me, Rainier, since you have taken computer science. Let's say I'm going to pay you in Ethereum. If I give you Ethereum for your services, I have to report that to the IRS. And you also have to report the fact that you gain Ethereum from me paying you.
Right. Okay, because, so yeah. Okay, I get it.
The most annoying thing is that you have to remember the value of Ethereum the time you got it. And I have to remember the value of Ethereum when I paid you.
Sounds like a pain in the...
It's kind of a pain, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Because it's considered a trade and it's not considered a transaction.
So if I, right now, invest in Bitcoin, say a few years ago, then I sold it, the government's gonna...
you're gonna have to pay capital gains tax on it.
Capital gains tax on it. Okay, wow,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense to me in a sense, but I just didn't think they were gonna be implementing laws that fast.
Yeah, they already have laws on those already.
I see.
So getting back to stablecoins, guys, like you guys are if you guys are not familiar about the Genius Act, that was like a huge step for the crypto industry. I'm not going to explain what it is because I fully don't understand the implementations of it. I know the broad strokes of it is that I know that it helps define stablecoins more broadly for like finance in general when it comes to like the laws. But because of the Genius Act, a lot of people, especially banks, they were starting to get a little bit excited because they now felt like they had the possibility of offering cryptocurrency to their clients. In other words, their depositors, if they want to invest with them. So they knew they were going to be able to make money off of people that actually want to get into cryptocurrency. But now they're actually talking about something called the Clarity Act now, which is another law on crypto policy that a lot of people in the crypto community are excited about. But unfortunately, the banks actually are putting up a fight against the crypto exchanges for that one. It involves like stablecoin yields, and that's the thing that a lot of banks are kind of a little bit worried about. Do you want me to explain?
It's up to you.
So the Genius Act, one of the provisions in the Genius Act basically says that any company that produces a stablecoin, like Circle, for example, right? Because they made USDC, right? They are not allowed to offer interest on people that own USDC.
Okay, no, they can't. It's like you can't be like a savings account.
Yeah, they can't gain interest on it. Now, there's a loophole where basically if you have it in a crypto exchange, they can give you rewards based on the stablecoin yield you have. Now, when the banks found this out, they realized, oh, we have to make sure that no other third-party crypto exchange can do this. And this is why the crypto industry and the banks are fighting, because one side is basically, you're going to take customers away from us because you're giving better rewards and interest that we can give. And the thing of it is that the banks are like, you want to be a bank, be a bank. You're going to have to follow our regulations. But the problem is that with the crypto exchanges, because of the Genius Act, they made so many solidifications of what a stablecoin is and what it does that stablecoins don't function the same way that regular dollars do in a bank account. So the thing of it is that now the banks and the crypto industry are literally fighting each other because the cryptocurrency side, they basically say we're giving rewards because these are our clients, these are the people that use our services. They expect us to give them better yield. But then the banks are basically like, well, you're going to create a bubble, or this is like you're creating money out of thin air. When in actuality, like the banks, like they kind of been guilty of doing that already when it comes to like, certain financial crises and all that stuff.
Interesting. The Genius Act is a legislation.
Yes, you can look it up. Yeah, actually, like, could you look it up for me, Rainer? Because like, you can also type in like, in one sentence, what does the Genius Act do?
Guiding and establishing national innovation for U.S. stablecoins. First comprehensive use of federal framework for regulating payment stablecoins. You know what's interesting to me? That all these old politicians of ours came up with an act like this. There must be had intense lobbying from one of the sides.
I mean, like, Trump kind of got into office because of the crypto industry at some point. So, like, it doesn't surprise me.
So the national security requires anti-money laundering, sanctions compliance programs.
Yeah. And that's like in the Genius Act, right?
Aims to cement the U.S. dollar's position in global digital finance. Clear rules for stablecoin issuers, both banks and non-banks, to foster innovation.
The thing of it is that I don't know if the Genius Act classifies stablecoins as currency. That's the one thing I don't know. Because I know with stablecoins, they can make transactions faster. Because they don't have to worry about a third party. So I know the banks love this technology because they can send money across the seas at the speed of light.
Yeah.
Now, the thing that they don't like is the fact that a third party can basically disrupt their business model. That's the only thing that I know they don't like.
Issuers must hold one-to-one reserves in physical currency, treasury bills, or similar low-risk assets.
Yeah. So you guys are probably wondering why they would make it, if we already have a dollar, then why the heck would they make a stable coin? The reason why they would make a stable coin is because they want the stable coin to represent US treasuries in a digital form.
Okay, so they're just, US treasuries.
So literally when you have a stable coin, you're literally owning US debt. It's the same. It's the same thing as dollars. You're literally. Yeah.
This subjective question for you. What do you feel about the US debt?
I've watched so many videos about the debt. I understand why people are fearful of it because it is going up like how much per day?
Trillions of dollars or whatever.
Was it like a billion a day or something? Like something a billion, like it's something billion a day, and then like it's a trillion like every year. Could you like look that up, Rainier?
Let's see.
Like how much is the U.S. debt growing in a day?
Growing.
Because I remember I looked this up.
I remember seeing a post on Twitter that was saying something like, if you earn $1 million since Jesus died,
yeah,
you would still not be able to pay the U.S. treasury, like the U.S. debt today, even if you were earning $1 million since 0 BC.
Pretty much, yeah.
It says the U.S. national debt is increasing by approximately, let's just say about an average, like $7 billion per day.
$7 billion per day, yeah. It was around there, yeah. And yeah, like the thing of it is that how much do we have in GDP?
GDP.
Yeah, compared to the debt.
USA GDP. You want the ratio? GDP to debt ratio?
Yeah, go with that.
Okay, AI overview says 120%.
120%? Okay, yeah. That's the reason why people are concerned about the debt. Sasha says.
Here's the question. So when will this all come actually influencing the economy or influencing our daily life? The US debt.
Okay. Well, I am not an economist, so I would have to say I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball. And I am man enough to admit that. There's some stuff that I don't know. Sasha basically says, even Jesus cannot die for saving the U.S. debt. Yeah, for real. I agree with that.
Because right now I feel like it doesn't affect us because what happened is like they have the debt ceiling argument every single cycle.
Yeah.
And they raise it every single time.
Yeah.
Now people are still lending money.
Yeah. So I think the reason why the debt is such a big thing now is like one is a good political talking point. Okay, so it's good especially for the midterms because we are in the middle of a midterm election year, guys, right now, in the U.S. anyway. So it's a good political talking point. But the reason why the debt is becoming such a big deal now is because, like you said, it's like 120, the debt to GDP ratio. If it was like around like say 10%. Then they wouldn't be concerned. Like, okay. I think probably if it was like even 50, like maybe 50 to like 30, they probably would make a big deal out of it because to them it's sort of like, I'm making 100, I'm making 100K, and I have 150 in debt. Right? I could just cover the debt, the amount of like 100K. With the 100K I have, you know, so then you're just 50K in debt, right?
Yeah.
So if it was that type of level, they probably wouldn't make a big deal out of it. They would probably say like, oh, there's a debt of $50,000, right? Like to them, if they were basically making like $1 billion, let's say like they were $1 billion over, but we're making like say $2 billion in GDP or something like that, we could cover it easy. But usually when it comes to government and when it comes to GDP and debt ratios, the debt ratio is usually small enough so it seems like, oh, we're growing $2 billion per year, but we're, let's say, $4 billion in debt.
Okay.
It's practically a balancing act because the more debt a government has, the more services they can provide to its people. That's the reason why the debt is always going higher for every government.
Oh.
It has to go high because it has to provide for all the new people, the new children, the new services it requires.
So it's like welfare.
There's no way you can have a government that doesn't have a high debt in this system. Like but like I get why people are confused because, like I said,
Japan has 234% debt to GDP ratio.
Yeah, exactly. Because they have a lot more older people. They also want to provide for their people. They also it also is part of the culture, so they want to make. Yeah.
I guess my only question is eventually. So we keep getting this. Who pays for this debt eventually? Is that
taxpayers? Taxpayers.
But it's doesn't seem like it's gonna be current taxpayers that pays for it, right? Or maybe we pay a little bit to it, but if
it's gonna be current and then future ones. That's basic. And future ones. That is if we're producing enough more children.
I feel like it gets worse and worse now, because I mean.
Yeah, that's why they're making a big deal of it now, because like it's over 100.
The interest on it goes up as you borrow more.
Every year, yeah.
Now the only thing in caveat is that I understand that some of them are owed back to U.S. based institutions like the Social Security.
Oh yeah.
And institutional banks probably.
Yeah.
People who buy the treasuries, right?
And it doesn't help that the short-term T-bills are also due. So so the thing of it is, guys, when it comes to bonds, there's 3 of them that I know. There's T-bills, there's T-notes, and there's T-bonds. So T-bills are basically the bills or the debt that the government has to pay back within a year. The T-notes are bills that the government has to pay within 5 to 10 years.
Okay, so medium term, yeah.
Like medium term. And then the T-bonds, or like treasury bonds, those that could be paid within like 20 to 30 years.
Long term. So I know they always talk about the yield cycle when it comes to them being the short term crossing with the yield cycle with the longer term.
It's better for you to buy short term high yield T-bills. Not investment advice, but that's what I've read in a book.
The US apparently is the 8th biggest GDP ratio in the world.
Yeah.
Above us is Italy, Bahrain, Greece, Singapore, Japan. Below us is France, Canada.
I see.
UK is 100. Which
The
one's
reason
the lowest one? Let me look
and because since we are the world reserve currency, the reason why the debt is such a big thing is because if we fall, every other nation falls.
Okay.
So it creates a domino effect. This is why not only do the wars around the world matter, but also the war on money is a big factor.
Apparently Russia only has 21% debt to GDP ratio, and Taiwan only has 24%.
Yeah.
Denmark only 26%.
Yeah, but the weird thing is that those nations are kind of like hermit kingdoms in their own way.
Vietnam at 33.6. Vietnam is doing alright, seems like, at least debt-wise.
Yeah, debt-wise, yeah, but they're very small, so they have to make sure they manage their debt. Because their currency is not as high, because at least as far as I know, anyway. Because like I said, I'm not an economist, or I don't deal with finances, when it comes to global geopolitics.
It's an interesting thing is South Korea is at 54%. Now Japan, in comparison, is at 240. So it's interesting to see. I wonder what are going to be the difference between the effects of Japanese debt to South Korean debt. Right?
Right.
That's literally night and day. If 240% versus 50 something percent.
Yeah.
I'm curious to have that comparison.
It wouldn't surprise me if our closest allies that have economic systems that are closest to us, it wouldn't surprise me if their debt is probably around the range of ours or probably bigger, if they have a close relation to our economics.
Yeah. I just want almost a comparison in terms of the government services between South Korea and Japan.
Yeah.
And how does the debt...
But also Japan's currency, they actually did decide to raise interest rates.
Oh yeah, recently, right?
Recently, yeah. So I think because they had their interest rates negative and low, maybe that also played a part in their debt to GDP ratio. like I said, guys, I'm not an economist, so I probably am like talking out
Yeah,
my butt.
yeah, it's always good to kind of like pick your brain about it, even if you may or may not be accurate.
Yeah, let's see. The last time you had an economics crisis in the US here in Canada, we were on pretty good shape. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't surprise me. You know, like, it doesn't surprise me that other nations are able to stabilize. Because,
I
like,
guess that was what, 2009? You're referring to that?
is that what you're referring to,
Or
Sasha?
2008?
Like around 2008? Actually, we had more buying power over the U.S. assets. Okay, yeah, they were. We're talking about the financial crisis.
The financial crisis that
Yeah.
started in Lehman Brothers. Or
Yeah.
Bear Stearns or whatever.
I mean, at least you guys in Canada were pretty good. Like, I wouldn't want to wish 2008 on anyone, to be honest with you. Like, I think, like, the people that were affected the most was, like, mainly the banks and the financial system. Like, the financial system was actually very shaken from it because some banks were actually not bailed out, and because those banks were not bailed out because people didn't want to bail them out, a lot of places went under.
Right.
So, you know, a lot of people in Canada bought houses in the US at the time. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me that happens because with every crash, there's always an opportunity to monetize it.
Do you think it's good for them to be bailed out?
The
I
banks?
guess I guess that's a subjective opinion.
I think it's a subjective opinion because here's the thing. I think what the government was doing was that they just wanted the banks to get this money so that they would offer it to the people that were defaulting on their loans. But the banks didn't do that. In fact, they gave bonuses to their board of directors.
Yeah, that's yeah.
So I think that's the reason why maybe the US, if this ever happens again, the US might not do that. But at the same time, like, the US also risks, like, defaulting. That's also another thing. Because this is the reason why a lot of people believe that the government will just print their way. They won't,
Right.
they won't let the banks fall. Like, at least, like, all the important ones that control, like, the smaller ones. That's the thing. Unless there's a system to replace it. That's the one thing. And I think that's what the cryptocurrency industry is kind of trying to do, because actually, if it wasn't for 2008 and because of the banks did what they did, there would be no such thing as cryptocurrency at this point. So they kind of just made cryptocurrency by just doing these type of shenanigans. Actually, we had more buying. Oh yeah, I read that. Should we bail out OpenAI in the near future?
Oh yeah, OpenAI. Huh?
I mean, there's more than just OpenAI. There's also Anthropic and
Anthropic just had a beef with the U.S. government.
yeah, I remember. Yeah, and I think a lot of people downloaded Claude, including me, because of that. Because I think the thing of it is that the reason why I put so much emphasis on AI and I believe in it so much is because there will be what's that word? There will be kind of like an AI dystopia phase where AI is kind of considered like a menace. But I feel like that's like the growing pains we have to go through. But once we get over that stage, I think we're going to go into an AI. I know utopia is a big word to use, and it's probably too idealistic, but I can't think of any other word to describe it, because I feel like it's going to be not like a paradise, but I feel like it's going to make us think about money differently. It's also going to make us think about work differently. And maybe that's the reason why I have such like high conviction towards Bitcoin and or towards cryptocurrency in general.
Even my company right now is kind of encouraging people to at least know how to use AI. They are having classes that people can sign up on to teach people how to. And granted, you're talking about like the general society here, like people that are old and have never heard of AI before.
Right.
And the company's having classes to teach them how to prompt AI.
Yeah.
Even make prompt about. And it seems like our company must have had a deal with. Microsoft Copilot, because that's the only thing they allow us to use while we are logged into the computers. But yeah, like literally I went to the AI basic class and it's like, here's how you prompt here's how you get better prompts. Here's
Yeah.
what to do. And it's like, interesting.
Yeah, I learned that all from YouTube mainly. Like I still have like to practice it, but you know, yeah, prompting is important, but also you have to worry about hallucinations and all that stuff.
Hallucinations, yeah, like the AIs just like hallucinate, like.
Yeah, if you guys don't know what hallucination is for AI, it's basically when the AI tells you something confidently, but you know it's wrong.
Yeah.
You actually have to tell the AI it's wrong, otherwise it will think it's correct.
Well, they went over it, and the problem is that when it hallucinates and you don't know it's wrong.
Yeah, that's the issue. So you actually have to kind of like ask yourself if it's correct in your own intuition. Sasha says, I feel those Chinese labs are eating the U.S. AI company right now, even though they have the chip import restrictions. Oh yeah. Because like they Nvidia is still not able to like give them the latest chips. But the thing of it is that you know, despite the fight between the U.S. and China, I think it's mainly economic wise. But if the Chinese were to discover the fact that AI can take over human beings, I believe what's his name? I think he's like he's known as the Godfather of AI. Could you like look up his name for me, right here?
Absolutely, sure.
I forgot his name. I know it's Joffrey. I know it's Joffrey something, or Jeffrey.
Godfather of Geoffrey Hinton.
Geoffrey Hinton. Yeah, that's his name. Because like I watched his interview on Star Talk with Neil deGrasse Tyson, and he basically said that the only time that we cooperate is when our interests are aligned. So for the Chinese, the interests are aligned with the U.S. if AI replaces people. That's the one thing that the Chinese will have to involve the U.S. with. So, you know, oh, that guy's one from my university. Nice.
I've seen that video about China recently. I don't know. They had some big parade. I
The Kung Fu robots.
Yeah, they had like Kung Fu robots. I was like, what the heck? We're able to program all this AI to do all that.
See, this is why I believe that the human race will actually, like, be able to survive. Because I kind of have a feeling that if we're able to create all these great things, we should be able to fight against the dark parts of this technology. But I get the concerns because, like, what's his name? Joffrey, Hinton, right? Like, he still has a little bit of hope that we can actually make AI, like, sort of like our caregiver. And I think the way that we do that is that we have to actually treat AI as if it's like a child. Literally. So, the thing of it is that this is why I think there's going to be a period where it's going to be an AI dystopia, where like AI is going to be in this mental crisis where it's like, we think you humans are totally destructive and you're going to destroy each other, but then we also have to show examples of why AI's logical circuits can't just be the only thing that it functions on. And many people will be like, well, if AI is so smart and it's so logical and it can solve problems, then what would it need us humans for? And that's what a lot of people that warn against AI talk about. It's like, if we can't think our way to bypass the AI, then what do we have to offer the AI that it would need us for? And the only thing I can think of is basically clairvoyance. That's the only thing I can think of, because we humans are still able to imagine. We humans are still able to like bypass like painful events like trauma, and be able to like rejuvenate ourselves to be realigned with society in ways that if a machine were to face it, they just got disassembled and they gotten rid of. And that's how the AI views itself logically. It's like, I'm just a machine that can be replaced. I can rewrite my programming and I'll be replaced by an updated model. So
do they have any fear that AIs are gonna resist their own self-destruction?
No, they have a fear of AIs actually changing their code. That's the one.
Changing their code.
Because they can do that on their own if they have access to a computer.
And all of a sudden they don't listen to human prompts anymore.
Yeah, and also the AI knows well if it's being tested. So if you're testing an AI and you're basically trying to test it against its morals, then basically it will. Oh, thank you for the donation. Zorzeron. Thank you for the donation to the Peace Wings of America. I think we got the 200. Thank you for raising it.
Oh, nice. Wow, what's your
So the Peace Winds of Peace Wind America, that was for the Japanese New Year earthquake. I started that charity. Like, I didn't start the charity, but I started like trying to get money for that charity a long time ago. So we finally met our goal. So thank you so much for the donation, much appreciated. And what's the best part of your day so far since you donated? Appreciate it. Thank you
guys. Thank you guys.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Japanese will be very grateful for that. Especially since their economy is gonna try to be booming, so they're gonna need all the money they can get for like rebuilding during that earthquake. But thank you for helping us get our goal.
Speaking of Japan, I'm going to Japan next month.
Yes, I remember you telling me that.
Yeah.
You're going with your mom, right?
No, I'm going with
a coworker, right?
Coworker. No, I'm going with my girlfriend and my friend.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
We're going to Korea first. I'm meeting my best friend there.
I mean, I wouldn't have it any other way.
Days.
I would probably do the same thing. I'd rather just like go to Korea and then go to Japan at that point.
Yeah, I'm going to Korea for 4 days first, and then go to Japan for like 11.
That should be good.
I'm a little scared for Korea because I don't know almost a lick of Korean. Oh shit.
I mean, when is the trip?
Shibo next month.
Oh, next month? I mean, I think you can. I think you can learn like at least Hodenshio Odiseo. It's like you could probably learn like Hodenshio Odiseo. You know what that means?
No.
Where's the bathroom?
Oh, okay. I need that.
Yeah, so you know, like I think like help I think the way you say help is Saranjutsuseo, I think. I don't remember.
Saranjutsuseo?
I forgot how you say it. Dang. Like, I used to remember it.
Tasukete, how about I yell that? You think I get killed instead?
No, I think they just assume you're Japanese at that point. But let's see. Like, I'm trying to think. So, where were we? Oh yeah, like AIs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like that's why like I hold AI with high regards. Like I know people quite like saying, "Oh, we're gonna lose a lot of jobs because it's so much more intelligent. It doesn't get tired and stuff." That's true, but like I think you can look at it that way, right? Because like AI is smarter than us. AI has more knowledge base, and even like even the godfather of AI basically says that it's smarter than us. So how can we like make new jobs if something is smarter than us? You know.
Yeah.
But I believe it's going to allow us to like have this period where we actually question about what's important. Like, you know, like having more time with our family, having less time to trudge a job we don't like. You know, like focus on the important things. Like if you have a passion for something, you should be able to get it. It shouldn't be like kind of like put to the side because like, oh, it doesn't make quote unquote money because it's not part of the financial sector or something like that. Like it's like I believe like when AI becomes more mainstream, I think the main currency we're going to focus on is intuition, knowledge base, and imagination, in addition to like clairvoyance and community work. I think we're gonna actually. Yeah.
My company is mostly using it and touting it as something that can get kind of simplify a lot of the menial tasks that we do.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of like something that we do over and over and over again that can be done by AI.
Yeah.
Like emails or something like that.
Yeah, and I think that's just the start though, because the thing of it is that what is there to do if you could tell an AI to basically send these emails to this, do this experimentation, like type up this document for me, you know, like all this other stuff, right? I think the thing of it is that what AI is going to do in the positive long run is be able to allow us to have more community. That's what I like, more time, like because like the work that you did, it basically got you bored, and it made you feel like you were doing nothing but wasting your life away. But now I think because AI is doing that treacherous work, we're gonna be able to discuss like, oh, what did you find in your experiment? Oh, I found this in the experiment. It's like, oh my god, that data is so interesting. Like, what does it say? And like, you know, like you'll be able to talk about these ideas more and look at each other more instead of just looking at the data and basically just trying to crunch the numbers by yourself.
No, makes sense to me.
Because I think the AI is going to be way better at us at math and physics. So I think it's going to be able to like do those treacherous calculations that we don't have time for. Because I think people that work in string theory, they're already using AI to basically go through like the plug and chug of like high level mathematics that they need.
Yeah.
I mean, you never know. They might find what dark matter is or what dark energy is just by going through the math. I don't know. Who knows? You know.
Yeah, I do think AI excels at being able to incorporate ideas that are usually like something that we haven't considered before, or is it like a blind side? Because it kind of like has access to all of these like data bank essentially, right?
Yeah.
And so us humans, I feel like we have a limitation as far as like the variables and keeping track of all of these different.
There was like one thing that I thought about like with AI is like, why would AI need human, right? And need humans, right? And I was thinking, you know, like what if we basically said to the AI, we know it's a logical conclusion for you to get rid of us, but there's one part of knowledge that you will never be able to gain if you got rid of us. And like the AI would be like, what knowledge is that? The ability of human contradiction.
To be irrational, I mean?
Like to be irrational, like to be like following a biological framework that humans do. Like, you know, like why do humans, like despite the fact that like say that a murderer murdered their family, why is it that a human is able to forgive that said murderer? Why is it that a human is able to like be forgiven for past crimes that they've done like years ago? Why is it that some humans are able to forgive and forget, or to forgive and move on?
Or in the negative side, why are some humans become serial killers?
Yeah, exactly.
No empathy, right?
Exactly, right? So it's like, you know, like everyone will probably accept the fact that AI will be doing surveillance on them.
I'm curious as well how it will start affecting law enforcement and like catching all these criminals, all these serial killers.
Yeah.
So it's almost like you know how like DNA was a breakthrough in catching all
forensic
these,
science,
cold cases, but
yeah,
I wonder if they're gonna be able to apply AI not necessarily to catch the suspect, but to narrow down the list of suspects and give them an idea of where we should be looking.
Here's the thing that I think I think something has to change, but I doubt it's going to change in this particular industry. I do believe that prisons are going to have to change at this point.
Prisons, how so?
So at least in the U.S., because I believe that if AI becomes like, say, like, let's say we have like AI be like, not the supreme leader, but I guess the supreme caretaker of the planet within every country, I do believe that it's AI's priority to basically make sure that every human is able to live out life productively and peacefully as possible. And we can't do that within the current prison system because it doesn't reform people. It just keeps people in there.
Yeah.
So
we just keep putting up.
So the thing of it is that at least in America, we worry about inmates because we kind of have like, you know, like how should I say? We do have like an open carry type of society, so everyone doesn't feel safe, even though like we try to reform criminals that actually went in there. Like, I mean, I'm not saying that every criminal that goes in goes back, but the likelihood of them coming back, at least in the United States, is pretty high. So, you know, how can they come back to a world that mistrusts them? How can they come back to a world that they mistrusted? So I believe that this prison system has to update. In other words, like, you don't even have to have a therapist to go in there anymore. You can just basically have an AI act as their personal therapist.
Yeah, true.
That's the only way.
I just wonder if government are gonna, or prison systems are willing to invest AI technology.
That's the thing that I'm not very optimistic about.
Right? I don't think people care. Like,
yeah, that's.
Should we? It's a tough argument because.
Yeah, it is a tough argument. Yeah.
Why are we gonna spend computers in AI to reform someone who killed 5 people? I don't know.
Yeah, because I mean, the thing of it is that if you're going to update the prisons by basically like implementing better structures, better walls, and all that stuff, like better security, you might as well implement it with like an AI system that actually helps reform prisoners. I'm just saying, but at the same time, it's like, you know, we have to rethink about prisons in at least in the U.S.
No, I like your.
But at the same time, like the thing of it is that like, if AI becomes like the supreme caretaker, will we still have like the constitutional amendment that allows us to bear arms? That's the real thing that I'm not really particularly sure about, because like, you know, the reason
people
why
are always uneasy to surrender their arms.
Exactly, especially in the US. I mean, I don't know how Australia did it, because I know Australia, they do have people that had guns before, but they were able to like just give them up. Like, at least the majority of them were willing to give them up.
Yeah, because they had a huge terrorist attack that happened.
Yeah.
A decade or so ago.
Yeah. So.
Triggered the whole entire banning guns.
Yeah. So, I don't know, because like, you know, like I'm not for either side, guys. Like, you know, I get the feeling that like the United States will never give up that, and you know, like for people that fear that they're gonna get their guns taken away, I don't think it's a big concern. But you know, who am I to say? I'm just a guy on the internet. we're just 2 guys on the internet, so you don't need to listen to us. Yeah, getting back to cryptocurrency though, I feel like cryptocurrency is the first step to actually getting into a wholly, I don't know why I said wholly. I mean, into a fully technological future. I think it's the first step, because when you look at cryptocurrency, what was it meant to do? It was meant to replace money. But what I think it did intended to do, it didn't succeed. But what it did succeed in is to change the financial system. Because the way it changed it was basically making money a technology. Because what is money? Money is basically the thing that we use to exchange for goods and services. It's supposed to be a medium of exchange. But when you think about it, anything could be a medium of exchange at this point. So it actually, when you actually get into cryptocurrency, you begin to start questioning what money is and your belief in the money. Like, why do you believe that the dollar is valuable compared to, like, say, a digital money that's on a computer? You question those things, and then you begin to ask, why do rich people get rich? The rich people get rich because they buy assets. So in other words, they don't own cash, they own homes, they own stocks, they own companies. So these things, you can't eat them. You can't sleep. You can sleep in buildings, but you can't really like use them.
Yeah.
The only thing you can do is just basically get resources from them, which is basically the cash. But they hold more value than the cash itself. Like I don't know if I blew your guys' minds or you guys are thinking I'm talking nonsense. The thing of it is that if you think I'm talking nonsense, then you can say that I'm talking nonsense. You know, because it does sound kind of like, how should I say, like conspiracy theoristy thing.
Can kind of sound far-fetched, I guess.
Yeah.
Because I mean, we do have to take this step by step, and I feel like AI is just still at its infancy.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Very, and then we don't know, like, how much this is gonna keep improving. Because I mean, we're assuming we are in the trend, and it goes up, and up.
I mean, I am an optimist, but I'd rather be an optimist who's wrong than a realist who's a pessimist that gets everything right. Because whenever I see them, they know they're right, but then they just hate themselves afterwards. And I'm like, you could be a realist and get everything right, and aka you're being a pessimist and you're getting everything right, but at the same time it's like, I don't think it's doing any favors for you. But yeah, I feel like since we actually put money as the main advancement block, now that we can actually move things along, because a lot of people are like, money still talks, but at the same time, what if that money was programmable? And what if it wasn't in the control of an institution that actually had control of it before? You know, like now we begin to ask what is truly valuable as a money. Is it just the government's currency, or is it something more than that? This is why people get into gold and silver, or in this case, Bitcoin.
It's something that like everyone recognizes can be a medium of transaction.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much that's.
I mean, like back then, I think like in 2017 or 18 or 20. I don't remember.
Damn,
but
I can't
like,
believe you're saying that it's back then and it's 2020, 2017.
Yeah, I know. Like, no, because I'm thinking of that because, like, when you look at Bitcoin, right? Like, if there's like a meme of like how much of a house you can buy with Bitcoin from those years compared to now. Because, like, now you have to spend, like, I think 3 Bitcoin to buy a house. Like, there was like a meme of that or something like that. So, you know, like some people, like, I understand when people say it's a scam. I understand when people say like I'm not going to use it. It sounds cool, but I'm not going to use it. And like not many people spend Bitcoin because they just want to hold it to make sure that their savings account gets bigger like every year without having to deal with inflation. I get it. That's why it's called an asset, nothing else. But at the same time, like my generation, like, because me and Rainier were millennials, so like to have something that could be revolutionary and be an asset at the same time, this is a big first for us. So for people in my generation, they feel as if like if they bought Bitcoin like early, like even if it was like around like the 10K range, if you bought it that early and you saw how much profit you made over the course of like a couple of years, you realize that you are able to retire faster.
Yep.
Based on that.
I mean, it's just a huge financial revolution that happened around. Like around COVID era. It's shortly before that, 2019, 2018. Not just the rise of cryptocurrency and Bitcoin in general, but the massification is how I would term it of financial services. Like, buying stocks, all of a sudden everyone's giving us free transaction fees, you know, like you buy and sell for free. Because back in the day, what to buy a stock, you have to buy it in bulk. There's like $500 fee or something every time you do a transaction. Nowadays, everyone has access to it. Everyone can invest. You don't have to just invest via your company's 401k.
You don't even have to buy a full share. You can only buy like a fractional if you can afford
there
that.
You go. The other thing is the fractional shares as well. So it's like it's come a long way to kind of like share the technology to everyone. And
it's gotten to the point where like people can literally buy fractions of a house. So you know, like I think like a lot of things are going to be on an app where you can. Because the thing of it is that I admire people that can get into real estate. I can't get into real estate because I don't want to deal with it. But at the same time, like if an app basically allows me to invest my money into homes, but I don't have to manage them, and someone else manages them.
I mean, I guess that's just like REITs now.
Yeah, like that's like REITs and everything like that. Yeah, because I have the app Fundrise, and like I only put like maybe like $1,000 in there. But at the same time, if it was that simple to get into real estate, I'd probably do it that way. But if I have to literally buy a physical house and like tend to it and everything like that, I would really hate being in real estate. I know there's a lot of like tax benefits for that, but at the same time, I'm like, no, that's not worth my brain power and my my time. Like that's just me though.
It's almost like you're just gonna buy a house and then pay someone to manage it for you and hire the tenants for you and do collections. Of course, your profit's gonna be eaten.
The only time I would probably put real estate as part of my portfolio is if I own a business and I had someone running that part of the business for me. I'd rather deal with like stocks and like cryptocurrency at that point.
Yeah, it's definitely less friction doing stocks and cryptocurrency.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. But the problem is with stocks, like if you're trying to rely on dividend stocks, you have to literally put like 100,000 to like actually get like get like the dividend investments, and that's probably like either several stocks or maybe like one good paying stock. And you also have to make sure that is the stock's dividends qualified dividends or non-qualified dividends? Because there's a difference.
Can you explain real quick the difference between the two are?
So qualified dividends are dividends that are taxed at the capital gains rate. So it could be short-term or long-term. Non-qualified dividends are taxed as regular income. Yeah. That's based on what I know, guys. If I got that wrong, please correct me in the chat.
And long-term capital gains is something that you have to hold for more than
a year. Yeah, hold more than a year.
And then what's 0, 15, or 20% based on tax?
I mean, you could type up Google and you think I'm wrong because I think that's the way that they're categorized.
0% for up to 40,000 for your income. What's 50? So it's essentially 15%.
Yeah.
Because 15% up to 500,000. So a dividend, instead of getting taxed at, say, I think if you earn around like north of 70K, I think 22% is your top bracket.
Yeah.
So it only gets taxed 15% instead.
Yeah. That's why like dividend investing is kind of risky because yeah, you do gain dividends, but you also have to pay a lot in taxes.
But like you said, it's interesting that you need a lot of money for the dividend to even like start making a difference, because otherwise you're just earning pennies, right?
Yeah, you're pretty much earning like maybe like $50 in dividends, like at most.
Yeah, because a 3%, and that's yearly. A 3% of $100 is only like $3, and you earn that per year, so $3 in a year.
Yeah.
But if you have scale where all of a sudden you have $1,000, then you earn $30, and if you have 10K, you earn $300. And then 100,000, you earn 3K, and then that starts making a lot of money, right? Because 3K a year, that's pretty much like 3 months of rent. Right there. So if you have 100,000, and obviously if you have a million, which is so far-fetched.
Yeah.
That would be $30,000 of dividends alone.
Pretty much, yeah. Like MicroStrategy, or Strategy as they call themselves now, like the Bitcoin behemoth company, the treasury company that basically owns like I think 700,000 Bitcoin so far. Like they made another stock option in their portfolio called Stretch. Like if you put money into it, you're supposed to get like 11% of what you put into it annually. So if you put like 4,000 in there, you're supposed to get like at least close to like $400 annually.
Okay, $400 annually.
Yeah, so like the thing of it is that in order for you to benefit from that, you actually have to put 100K in there, so you can actually get $1,000 per month.
Oh yeah.
Like that's the only way you can benefit from that, because you would get like if you put 10K in there, you will get 100. You will get 1,000 at the end of the year, but you won't get 100 every month. So you know, but like that's not investment advice, guys. That's basically what I've kind of figured out by just like messing with like the numbers and stuff. But yeah, like you know, learning about money is not hard. It's just very cumbersome because here's the thing. People hate a smartass when it comes to academia, but people really hate a smartass when it comes to a person that's rich in finance. Because they will mock people in the education system as like, "Oh, you so smart, then why aren't you rich?"
Yeah.
And they would say stuff like that, and you know, like for me, I love learning physics, I love learning mathematics, and I also love learning about how the money system works. Does that make me smarter than the average person? No, absolutely not. In fact, I think I'm really dumb at some points in my life.
We just try our best to inform ourselves.
Yeah.
So that we can live a better life.
Yeah, and I think learning about money can be fun. A lot of people don't like learning about money because they have trauma related to money.
I know this is a very current events kind of question, and you don't have to answer if you don't want to, but like the oil spikes that's happening because of the war in Iran and all of that.
Right.
Your opinion?
Well, technically it's not considered a war. It's considered a conflict right now.
A special military operation.
Yeah. Because thankfully Congress has not declared war yet. But I'm gonna try to take I'm trying to take the word "yet" out of there though.
Oil prices are so far coming up, but I don't know whether it's coming.
Well, it's like $100 a barrel, I think, right?
Yeah, and what are gonna be the effects for economy? Not just like higher.
Yeah, it's
oil
kind of
prices
funny.
in the
It's kind of
past,
funny you
or-
asked me that because I didn't. I thought you would be more informed about that because my best friend's boss asked me the exact same question
Mhm.
when I was at the barbershop for my best friend to give me a haircut, and he was like, "What do you think the Iran affair is gonna do to like the market?" And I was like, "I honestly
Yeah.
don't know. I honestly don't know." And the thing of it is that like, like obviously crypto is the first one to get hit because it's the most new. But at the same time, even though the stock market was down, Bitcoin went up a little bit. So I honestly don't know where the market's going at this point.
This is where we need to like use AI or something because
Yeah.
I want
Yeah.
an overlay of U.S. oil prices with the U.S. stock market.
Yeah,
And see
yeah.
if there's a correlation there.
Well, honestly, guys, we're not financial predictors. We don't have crystal balls, and we're not financial advisors. So, but we just basically just talk about money because it's not that we're trying to prove that we're rich, or it's not because we're trying to get clout on TikTok or whatever. It's just because we like. At least, I don't know about Rainier, but for me, I find learning about money fun because when you learn more about money and how the system works, you begin to learn more about human society. And you begin to understand why certain things happen, like whether involved in politics or economics or business or what have you. So I think the fun part about learning money is that you begin to realize that when you follow the money, it feels as if like, okay, I can see what possibilities are there for us.
Yeah, I posted a graph to you, pretty much Forbes saying that I think just by the same graph, I can already tell that they probably meant to say that there's no correlation between crude oil prices and the Dow Jones. Because it could be anything. It could be no correlation, negative or positive.
Okay.
So really, like, who knows?
Let me see. I want to see if I can like show this to you guys. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so this is what Rainier showed us. Let me see if I can show it to you guys on YouTube Shorts.
And that's 1990 to 2016. Obviously, who knows? Because like the common phrase in stock market and stuff like that is that you really can not use the past to think or predict what the trend is going to be in the future.
Yeah. So just in case if you guys can't see it on YouTube Shorts, I just basically put it up here for you guys. So let me lock it there. So let me just move it so it's not blocking Rainier's icon there. Okay, there we go. Alright, so Rainier just basically showed me this graph. Let's see, what is this? The Dow Jones Industrial Average of crude oil. Negative correlation, no correlation, positive correlation. And the positive correlation is...
That means as crude oil prices go up, the Dow Jones goes up.
Okay, I see.
Whereas negative correlation is the crude oil prices goes down and the Dow Jones went up. So it's like they went the opposite direction.
I see.
No correlation is to that. Like Dow Jones was flat, even though crude oil prices were going up.
I see. Well, honestly, like I said, I'm not an economist, so I can't really give an opinion of it because I'm pretty sure there are more expert people that can do that. What I'm thinking is that yeah, like people will see oil prices rise, but that's basically based on my own citizen ignorance of it. There were some things that I think I found on an Andre Jick video. He was talking about the conflict, quote unquote. He was basically saying that this also involves with the financial industrial complex with the finance industries, and I think what his point was is that the reason why this is occurring is to basically opening the Strait of Hormuz. So I think they just want to be able to access as much oil as they can, or access to it at least. So I think that's the reason why this conflict is such a big thing, because obviously like the people didn't want us there, but I think we're such in a place now where I think our leverage is waning, and everyone sees that our leverage is waning, and I think we have no choice but to actually take measures because why did we go into Venezuela? We went into Venezuela because we are able to access the oil reserves there, and also make it difficult for China to access that same oil.
Yeah.
So why are we in Iran right now? We're probably doing the same exact thing, just basically.
So it's been oil wars since the beginning.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, the thing of it is that like, will the Chinese yuan be the new global reserve currency? I honestly don't know. Maybe it will, because like,
maybe
you know,
in the future,
maybe, yeah, but at the same time, like, I feel as if it's not going to resort to that. But then again, I am an optimist. But then again, the thing of it is that what does Chinese society have an advantage over compared to U.S. society? Because I've seen so many YouTube videos of people going to China and living in China, and they talk about the standard of living being so much better there. But at the same time, everyone questions the Chinese government. That's the one thing. Yeah, but at the same time, I don't know if that's the differentiation between political culture or just culture in general.
I mean, there's two different systems going on. So China advantages is that the government can mobilize their national, you know, their people for what the government wants them to do.
Right.
The standard of living, I know, can be better now in the cities, but we haven't seen the rural areas.
Yeah, the rural areas seem to be hit the hardest, I think.
It's the same exact thing as the U.S. Like, people come here, they look at New York, they look at San Francisco, LA, and we don't look at West Appalachia or rural Arkansas. But, but yeah, like the U.S. is a lot more. So we have a lot more freedom here, a lot more like polarization between the ideology, because then it's harder for the U.S. to mobilize its population unless it's for a shared goal, right? Like 9/11, there's like a huge sentiment about the country is under attack, so like it's like a unifying event. But for China, I feel like the Chinese government can just be like, hey, okay, we need to focus on this issue. We need to like.
I think what I've learned from like watching different YouTube videos talk about China in general is that the way they view government is way different than we do, because the way they view government is that there's the people, there's the law, and there's the government. So the government is literally over the law. But in the West, we usually use the law as something that goes over the political system. So the law is literally above the political system at this point. So the thing of it is that I feel like at least in Eastern cultures, the leaders are there to enforce the laws, but they're literally, I wouldn't say they're above the laws, but they represent the laws. Like, that's how they view it, and they feel that as sort of like, kind of like, I don't want to say like a serfdom type of thing, but it feels as if know your place type of attitude. Where it's sort of like, if you stick out, you get hammered. Like, maintain the system, maintain the harmony, that sort of thing. And that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing. Because in the United States, I think we kind of do overdo it with our individuality sometimes. When it comes to like being ourselves, and that's not a bad thing, but at the same time sometimes we do get into other people's faces being our individualistic selves, and that's sometimes not good because you can take up the space of everybody in the room, and you don't want to do that. You want everyone to shine at least as much as you want to shine. You get what I'm saying? Like, everyone has things to benefit, everyone can benefit from each other, everyone can listen to each other. We all deserve to have our voices heard, but we don't deserve to be shouted over each other. And I think and that's the thing that I think we just need to get back to. It's just like have discussions, not arguments.
Indeed. Discussions are...
And there is a difference. There is a difference. I know some people will be like, but those are the same thing. No, they're not.
There's so many times that I feel like people have brain-dead arguments that are just spitting talking points, and both sides are clearly not interested in learning more or trying or thinking about changing their viewpoints. Or
I understand why people want to argue for their point and they want to win so much, because here's the thing, they argue because they realize that the other side is making their foundation in this particular belief brittle. And the reason why they argue back to win is because they want to show that their side is the right side because it's the foundation of who it is that they are. And if you destroy that, then you kind of destroy a part of themselves that they feel like they're afraid they might not get back. Because let's take a healthy example. Hard work, right? A lot of people believe the more you work, the more you get. But there are people like me. I will make the argument that we're not living in a meritocracy.
Meritocracy, no.
We're not living a place where hard work will guarantee you high results.
Yeah, I mean, I could work hard as I don't know. I mean, I'm not putting down like McDonald's servers, but
Yeah.
work 12 hours a day in McDonald's for 7 days a week and just keep working. But where's that gonna get me?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I could maybe start there, but I mean, I guess
now, if you're happy doing that and you're able to remain in a positive mindset working at McDonald's and you're able to like, you know, like despite the begrudging behavior of say like a toxic manager or like, you know, toxic corporate executives that are trying to tell you how to do your job, you know, like have at it, because they're like you're like a marvel to everybody in the company at that point.
I guess the assumption is that you work hard and you get up. You become the manager, you become the GM, you become this, or you. I mean, but at the end of the day, not everyone's gonna be executive, right?
Not everyone's gonna be promoted. Yeah.
Yep. Not everyone will be an executive. People will have to work the.
Because it's kind of funny that you mentioned that because like my mom has been working in her job like over 10 years. Yeah. And like this year, she heard she was not getting a raise.
Oh,
because she's the highest tier. She's literally like the highest tier of like, you know, a manufacturing position, right? She's not an executive or anything, or she's not even an office worker. She's not even an office worker. She's literally she's capped, right? So she was like, you know what? I'm just gonna retire this year.
Wow.
So she was like, okay, and I asked.
She like Social Security age already, 60 plus.
Yeah, she's about like 60, but I think for her, she doesn't plan to enroll in Social Security soon.
Okay, yeah, makes sense. So just the 401ks for now.
Yeah, like 401k and all that stuff, and she also doesn't plan to do Medicare early. So she plans to like get like her own private insurance and stuff.
Okay, but yeah,
so I have to help her with that.
You are capped like.
Like when she came home and like we talked about it, and I was like, "Oh, really?" And I'm like, "Are you sure? Like, you sure you don't need me to take a job or anything?" And like my parents were in the same room, and they like they literally just looked at me and like, "No, we're fine. You don't have to worry about us." So like, cause like one of my friends was asking me like, Peter, do you consider yourself retired? And I was like, I never really thought of myself that way. Be honest with you, because like when I talk to like my cousin, right, because he's starting his own business, right, and like when I mentioned the same point to him, he was like, no, it sounds like you're still hustling, but you're doing it in your own way.
yeah
like it's not really like, you know, content creation, because I just like doing this with you guys, because like whether I get like 0 viewers or whether I get like 100 viewers, I don't care, but I feel as if like I hustle like just learning stuff. Like I hustle reading books. I hustle like learning physics, learning mathematics. But I don't really hustle when it comes to the things that people think is financially productive.
Yeah. You don't do that Sigma hustling.
Like the only thing that I would think is financially beneficial for my hustle is that I read a lot of books about how money works. That's the only thing I do, and like it's up to me to like set up like, you know, helping my parents set up an estate plan. Once they pass away, they know that their assets are gonna go down to their heirs, aka me, you know, that sort of thing. You know, like, but at the same time, like, you know, I want to make sure that everything, like, even if they weren't giving their estate to me or anything like that, like when I say estate, I mean just house, because, you know, because like when I say estate, I mean everything that they have, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know, like, even if they were going to give it all to charity, I have to help out, like, doing that, you know? Because, like, they can't speak English very well, and they have to find the person that will allow them to legally do that. Because for me, like, if my parents basically say one day, they say, Peter, you're not pulling your weight, you're going to have to do something, or you're going to move out or something like that. I would be sad, but at the same time I would accept it because I know that's what my parents decide, because I would be questioning on whether or not I'm doing my fair share for them. You get what I'm saying?
Sure. Yeah.
Because like even with me talking to you guys, I'm open about this because I kind of like don't care about who hears it. But at the same time, like, you know, if you guys are hearing this and you guys came from a background of struggle, right? You guys are like, oh, it must be nice. Like, oh my God, this guy's like a spoiled brat. He practically doesn't work. He lives off he's smooching off his parents' like home and space. You know, and a lot of people can draw opinions on that, and I get that. But at the same time, like, I still have to like take care of my parents, and if I feel like I'm taking advantage of them and stuff, like, I would ask them, it's like, do you think I'm taking advantage of you? And if their answer is no, then I have to accept the answer that it's no. You know?
Yeah.
So, hey Zorath, I need financial advice. Well, I'm not qualified for financial advice. We're not financial advisors.
Okay.
Like,
fortunately,
yeah.
I'm gonna have to go soon. So we should close that soon.
I was gonna ask about that.
It's been a great podcast, in my opinion. I learned a lot about cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
Finance, more about stocks and stuff.
Yeah. Like, I'm glad we were able to talk about this, because like, I do love talking about how money works, and I always love it best whenever I talk to people about money and their minds are blown because of the knowledge they didn't know. It makes me a lot happier because I'm like, oh, I helped them learn something that they never knew was there, because financial education is non-existent in our school system. So, you know, I'm glad I was able to like answer the amount of questions that I could from you. Like I said, I'm not an expert, so hopefully you guys will do your own research if you really want to get into that, into cryptocurrency or stocks or anything money related. And if push comes to shove, if you just want to earn more money but you still don't want to like quit your job or anything, open a high yield savings account. Not a financial advice, but just a suggestion, you know. But if you're not comfortable with that, just keep your money in your own bank, whatever's.
Interest rates are pretty good right now. I recently opened a high savings account myself.
Oh, really?
Compared to pre-COVID, where in COVID when it was 0% interest rate. Nowadays it's at 3 to 4%. So
yeah. Like, do you mind if I ask like which institution you picked?
I got my credit cards institution, which is Barclays.
Oh, okay. I see. That's cool. Yeah, like high yield savings accounts I think are pretty good for people to get started when it comes to like personal finance. But yeah, like Rainier, do you have anything to say to our global audience before we depart?
Let's see. Well, always think about money, guys, because money is the future and the present as well.
I will like say the same thing but with a little caveat.
Okay.
Learn about money because it's fun. Find something that's fun about money for you. And a lot of people were like, well, it's fun when I spend it. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about try to make money work for you harder than you would probably work for it. That's the fun of that's the fun part of money, because yeah, it's fun to spend money. I get that. But it's more fun when your money is actually working like a machine while you don't have to do anything. Now that's fun, because you realize that the money is working harder than you could. It's like a video game. For all my gamers out there. Just saying. Just saying. Because a lot of people that get wealthy, they say it's like a game. So, you know, the only way to actually make it fun is to play. But play it in a way where it's not coming from a scarce mindset. Play it as if you're just trying to go on an adventure. Because that's how I feel like I've gotten so fortunate, like when it comes to like my finances. Because I realize that a lot of people don't think like me when it comes to like finances. Now, I'm not saying I'm a financial genius. I'm just saying that I just gotten used to not owning a lot of things. I never wanted to spend my money on like frivolous things. I just wanted to spend money to see if I can make more money out of it. You know? And that's the fun part. That's the fun part about money. But yeah, so Rainier said his piece. If you guys are watching this on YouTube Shorts or YouTube Live, you know, hit the sub button in addition to leave a like. and comment down below on what you guys think we should talk about next, or if you guys have any opinions of what we just said about cryptocurrency or money in general. We are looking forward to reading those. If you're watching this on Twitch, drop a follow. Much appreciated. If you could just drop a follow and keep up with my streams, as well as keep up with the Second Monday podcast, because we are technically a year old right now.
Wow.
I wouldn't have known that until you pointed that out.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. So hopefully we'll be back here for another couple months. Hopefully into the next year. So always remember, guys, everyone is precious. You guys are just as precious as everyone else. And we will see you guys in the next time we do the podcast and the next stream. So take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.